So good evening, good morning, good afternoon, lovely, lovely friends. Thank you very much for joining me. Today is Friday, the 1st of October 2021. And it's always beautiful to have the 1st of October because if you are a musician or if you like your music, then you think about the International Day of Music. It's always the 1st of October. And I remember when I was a child, we always sang that canon, the Palestrina, Viva Viva la Musica. And when I was a teacher, I was teaching it to the kids so they could sing it in harmony, hopefully, or well, that was the aim, perfect harmony, so harmony and Viva la Musica. So I just wanted to say 1st of October, so just make sure that you listen to your music and really be joyful about that. So I just thought, guys, I just thought I'd just very briefly come here because it is evening time in my time. Tomorrow I'm going to be in Southwell at the Southwell Wellbeing Center where I'm going to do readings. So I still have a few slots available. If anybody wants to join me there, then email hello@zsuzannamedium.com where you can book your session. It's, it's like one of those trial sessions, shorter readings. I think we said 20-minute readings for £10 or something like that, if I share that as well. So here we go, looking forward to that. But before it is really, before we are there, something I've been doing occasionally because I am curious. I'm curious what that vision is there in front of me or what is being revealed when I put myself into that vision, So I know it's quite an interesting conversation. I might be talking about it once on the radio show, but I just thought about this and I thought, I share it with you, especially if you have an evening time just like I have here, because I always feel that in the evenings it works better because of the light and because of the energy, So have a mirror like this. Okay, so I don't want to show. So have a mirror, have a mirror you can see yourself, possibly on the wall or possibly where the mirror stands so that you are not holding the mirror, And then you make sure that you sit down and in a way, well, I know maybe you can't really sit down in front of your sink if you are using that mirror, but then you make sure that you are in a stable position so that you are not losing your balance or not going vertigo or fall on the ground or anything like that. But then you are able to look into the mirror and then you are able to stand as you are there for the vision, what is being revealed to you, So when we look into the mirror, usually just something, a quick look. So we see ourselves, just fix the hair, fix the makeup and fix this and that, and we are fine. But then when we look a little bit deeper into our eyes, then we see something else, and then we could have a little look what is in our eyes. And sometimes people withdraw themselves back suddenly because what they start realizing and getting to that point, a deeper point, they get scared and then they pull themselves back, But then once you get through that point that actually, yes, I see something in my eyes, in the mirror, and then you are okay with that, you stay yourself, you keep yourself in that space, you can always take a big breath and come back to this reality, But then if you are brave enough and if you are able to hold that frequency for yourself, allow yourself, you look into the mirror, okay? You look into the mirror, possibly not blinking, but if you have to blink, you do it very, very gently. You breathe very, very gently, but after you have positioned yourself so that you are safe standing or sitting and you are okay with your physical body. And then you put your focus somewhere in the middle of your face, okay? So it's not that I'm looking at my eyes, but then just very, very, everything goes a little bit blurry, and then you put your attention to the middle of your face, as if you are looking at your nose, and then around the area of middle of your face. If you are wearing glasses, you might want to take your glasses off because your physical glasses belong to you as a physical person, this lifetime. But then once you take your glasses off and then you maybe allow your head to be out of your face, then you are able to see your face, you know. So when you look into the mirror, and it's not that when you want to fix something, but then when you are just allowing yourself to look, and then just very, very gently, very, very gently, you know, continue breathing, and then blink a few times. But if you can manage without opening your, or without shutting your eyes, you look in the mirror, and then you look around the middle of your face, you know, and then you continue breathing. And then if you are allowing yourself, then very soon you might start realizing, or you might start witnessing some changes in your face. Now you could also try that you dim the light off a little bit, you know, maybe on the side you have your light, you know, if you are in the bathroom in your room, you might want to switch off the big lights, you know, like these ones, the brighter ones, and then you want to be a little bit like dimmer, so it's darker, you know, so that I am not in a way that I want to notice my eyelashes or, you know, features on my face, but then it's really helping me to look in the middle, you know, and then you just glare, and you allow your eyes to hover very gently around the middle of your face. And as you do that, gradually you start noticing changes in your features. And of course your physical face cannot change because we are set in this body. But then once you get through that very gentle, very delicate line of what you perceive and what you choose to perceive, and what you feel, what you think that you need to see or notice in the mirror, which is your physical reality, your physical face, your physical body, then you need to know that there is another level to it, you know, and it's much deeper, and it's much interesting, and it's much greater, because when you are in that zone, you start seeing different faces in your own face, you know, and then that could happen that the faces change very, very quickly. So you see one face and changes another one. You see yourself as a 14-year-old child. You see yourself as an old woman. It looks like I am in the Middle Ages. It looks like I am a Viking. It looks like I've got different colored skin. It looks like my eyes are really sitting in my skull. It looks like my nose is increasing, so that the insides, so as if, you know, when they make those films, so you see the future, that you see one eye and it's gradually or very quickly changes it into something else, and then now you know that you are, oh, I look like somebody from the 17th century, oh, I look like somebody, I was a black woman, you know, or look like I'm somebody from the middle ages, look like I am a child, or look like I'm an old man, look like I'm seeing one of my guides, an Indian guide, you know, or look like this, or look like that, or suddenly I see my own face, and then suddenly I see my own face, my own mother's face, and how the faces have this yukta position, you know, G-U-X, TA position, you know, when things are all together at the same time, you know, and then you realize it is there, but then immediately you shift yourself, you pull yourself out, and then you are somewhere else again, you know. So that could happen, that you notice faces changing like this. As you still continue looking at your own physical face, but then it's not the physical face you are focusing on, but then you're focusing just somewhere here in the middle, and then you keep your eyes open, try not to blink, or if you have to blink, you do it very delicately, you know. So that is one type of experience. Another one, when you are just there, and then you continue breathing again, you need to make sure that physically you are safe. So if you are by the sink and then you are looking in the mirror in your bathroom, then you hang on to the sink or hang on to something so that your physical body is fixed, so that you cannot fall, you know, so you keep yourself safe. Again, with the same dim light there, and then you look at your face, and then again in the middle, and then you might see that, oh, suddenly, so not suddenly, but gradually, my nose begins to grow. The size and the shape of my nose begins to change, you know. And then you notice that the shape of your lip might start changing, or the shape of your eye might start changing. And it's of course not the physical eye which is changing, your physical own body, okay? But then what you perceive is changing. You might notice that your mouth start opening gradually, and then as it does, what it does, your physical mouth is changing, but at the same time you see a different layer in front of what you see, and then it's suddenly you remind yourself, it reminds you of being from a different culture, you know. Now it's definitely not your mouth because you know your mouth, but then in the mirror it looks different, you know. Now I need to tell you, this happens when you drink water, you know. So it's like nothing. I don't know what could one take to have all the visions, but it is that when you slow your breathing down and then you engage in that mirror work, it is available for you to see different energies and different realities, you know, something which belongs to you and something but you are able, in a way, you are able to use your own physical reality to break out of your physical reality, you know. And it's quite interesting because yesterday I just happened to be there because occasionally I see my own mother's face, you know, the features. I remember when once somebody said, "Oh, your face is very similar to your mom's face," and I really questioned because I thought, "Oh, my mom had a very different face, so I don't know why they're comparing us." But then I did this exercise, and then there was this very first point I remember when I noticed my face. I was, of course, I was seeing my own face, but then in my own face, I saw my mother's face and the eye and the features of what she had, and then it's as if overshadowing my own reality. So it made sense that actually, you know what? It's really now it makes sense why they compared, why they said that we are so very similar in our features, because suddenly the face showed something, you know. And then it is, if you practice meditation and you are able to allow that, you know, to be in that space that you slow your breathing, slow your breathing and able to focus, but not because you want to focus. Actually, you don't have to focus on anything, you know. The most important thing here is that you let it go, you know. I'm not attached to anything. I'm just allowing that energy to work with me, you know. You continue to, hanging on to the physical reality so that you keep yourself safe. But at the same time, the energy can show you something very interesting. And I remember yesterday when I looked at my face, I usually have my mother's features and different faces and different energies. But then yesterday was the first time, and sometimes I have to open my mouth or I feel my nose is different and all different things. But it's and then yesterday it was very interesting because I felt that my jaw had to drop and my mouth was opening, and I noticed my teeth. And of course I know my teeth, but then what I saw in the mirror were not my teeth, and then it looked like somebody from the middle way ages, where people could not look after the teeth and they had really bad teeth and small teeth, and then they were growing all over the place and all those things, you know. And when with my physical eye, I just put my focus on my teeth as my lips were departing, you know, and opening. And then I realized that, oh God, I got those very ugly little tiny teeth going all different directions. And it really gave me this impression, oh my goodness me, they are not my teeth. And of course I know they are not my teeth. But then just experiencing, you know, how the energy overshadows us, you know, the different frequencies, you know, and it's absolutely fascinating. And then when you bring yourself back from that reality, take a little, like, okay, just be in the mirror, stay with the mirror and notice your own features and notice that you are there, you know, and that is your future, you know. And then, you know, you can touch your nose and your face, or you wash your face, you bring your chin, you know, pinch your face, and then or rub your forehead and your head, and then the whole head and down to your shoulders and your neck, that you know that actually you are in your physical body and you have been all the way through, you know, all the way through. You've been on your physical body, you know. It is just how the energy works. It is absolutely fascinating. There is an experiment when you can use red light, you know, red light a little bit forward in front of you, and you look into the mirror and the red light is coming or slightly on the side. And oh my goodness me, that's very special when you feel that actually, oh, I know my own physical face, but then suddenly my lips are like a Japanese lips, which are quite different from what I'm given in this physical body. Try not to touch your face, try not to do anything, because then that distracts the energy, and then it just hops, it just flows out of your reality. It is a very, very powerful exercise. And I remember when I was doing it with a red light, it's and then if you have other light workers around, who can really concentrate on you when it is your turn to try it, then the energy is increasing, so you can do it by yourself, but it is much more powerful when the same light people are coming together, and then they're increasing the frequency for each of them, every single one of them, when it's their turn to try it, And I remember that I saw this a few years ago. I saw this Indian guide, very, very bony, and not very good looking. Because after that, I said to myself, "Oh, he's not very good looking." But then somebody who would not say too much, and then you saw feeling the energy, feeling the frequency at the same time, So that's my invitation. So when you look into the mirror, you can have a quick glimpse, what your physical body looks like or your face looks like. But if you have a little bit longer time, like 10 or 15 minutes, give yourself that time. You can just experiment with this as well. Once again, just make sure that you are physically safe, If you feel that you have not eaten or you feel lightheaded or something, then don't do it, So physically you need to be in a good place, Because otherwise we can fall or lose our balance or something like that. You have a mirror, you look into the mirror, and then just I have to watch that mirror, not dropping it. And then you look into the gaze, but very, very gently, just gaze in the middle of your face. And sometimes you notice when you are looking at that in the central point. Of course, from there you see very slight, delicate changes in the eyes, or the nose, the shape of the nose, or the mouth, or all the other features, So it is absolutely fascinating. And I feel that in that sense, we ourselves are shape shifters, we are able to change, we are able to shift through different realities, dimensions, I was thinking, I just said the word shapeshifters. I prepared one card, but you know what, I'm going to use this one, which is the Crazily Angels and Ancestors, because this one has a shapeshifter in it. So I'm just going to bring 3 cards while we are listening, or if you are here and listening, and that is for this very moment. So whether you are listening right now on the 1st of October, that is a message for you, absolutely beautiful, beautiful cards, So I'm using them because I just had this notion of shape shifter. Okay, so here we go. So think about your question. I'm going to bring let's say 3 cards. I'm going to do 3 cards now. If this is the first time you are listening, feel free to like, share and follow the page, and you can hit the bells in the corners to make sure that you are live with me here. Okay, let's have 3 cards here. Okay, while I'm shuffling the cards, what I'm aware, because suddenly I just saw a red telephone, the old type of telephone, which actually turned into a white telephone, the old type. And I asked Universe, so how come while I'm shuffling the cards, I'm getting the vision of the image of 2 different cards, and then the telephones. And then suddenly I started seeing the number combinations, And I said to myself, is it going to be a phone number? It just very quickly went through my mind. A phone number or something like, or something different. And it looks like, again, a long number. And then what I'm aware of, aware is that as we move forward, we are receiving downloads of informations in the form of frequency, and then it's like when we are receiving it, we are receiving it as one set of code, and that is relevant to the time and space where the one individual is, and then receiving, and it's not valid for the next moment or the next day, and then what consciousness is saying. Oh my goodness me, we are switching the conversation here, guys. What consciousness is saying, that it is going to, it's like what was the thought? Bring it back, because I said something else, and then it went. So they were talking about the number combinations. Oh yes, and then what they are saying is that we need to get ready to receive those number combinations like downloads, And it's okay. So what they are showing me is that geographically, as we live in different places, different parts of a country or on Earth, when we are receiving one code, one type of energy frequency expressed in the combination of like numbers, it's going to be different from somewhere else. But then, because it is happening at the same time, we need to be able to put the numbers together, like number codes, and we need to be able to put them together on top of each other. So if, for instance, here in the UK, we receive a number frequency which is this long, and in Japan they receive at the same time a number frequency which is the same length, or sort of the same length, but then different number codes, because that since we received it at the same time, we need to be able to put it together. So this is how they are going to communicate with us. And then as we move forward now, October, November, they are showing me October, November, December, January, February, like 5 months ahead, January, February, 5 months ahead, it's going to be emphasized that this is how they are working with us, giving us this number frequencies and light language, so that we are getting the messages in light language in the form of frequencies, and then it's expressed in numbers, number codes, So I don't know how we're going to see them number codes, but then it's going to come in number codes guide, guys. And then okay, so the forthcoming 5 months. Okay, so now it's October. Is it October? Yes, it's October. But then they start for me from November. Okay, so can start with October, November, December, January, February. Yes, it's 5 months. What they say is that right now this 5 months is one block of energy. So we are getting ready to receive this block. It already has been prepared, and then they are giving us this block of information, not at the same time, but it's like stretched through the 5 months, and it's very dense. It's a very dense block of information. It is very intense, and then because there is a great urgency on the earth to receive the next grade of level of frequencies. Okay, so we need to get ready for that. Nobody who is called in to work with those frequencies can hide away or slip out of their own responsibility to be able to work and be in the light and work in the light, because everybody needs to serve. Everybody needs to be in service of the light, the highest of the highest, as a block of energy to work, because those people, those souls who work with that light, work with that frequency, they will be the ones who push humanity forward, and it happens on a mass level on the earth plane right now for 5 months. Okay, so what is it? End of September now, October now. So that's say October, really beginning in November. Okay, November is a big emphasizing pace, when it begins, and it goes on to January and February, and it's going to be, it's like a lot. We will feel, between this time, we will feel this massive amount of energy coming down, it's like, wow, every single day. If you felt that the last few years, occasionally you would get this big download of energy, like, oh my goodness, what's happening? But now every day is going to be like, what is happening? But energetically, so we need to be able to hold that frequency. We need to work on ourselves, and it's going to keep people. Okay, it's going to keep people in balance. It's not going to push ourselves out of balance, and just because of the vastness of that energy, but it is keeping ourselves in balance. And it's also working on a magnetic field, because as I'm moving with my body right now, left and right, it feels that the magnetic field is like a balancing, you know, like within the body, the magnetic field and also the water energy within the body. Okay, the water within the body, what is it, you know, like the water, not the water level in the body, but then the water, the fluid in the body, okay, working together with the magnetic field within and just outside of the body, you know, to harmonize it, you know, if it makes sense. I don't know what I'm talking about, but this is what I'm getting, you know. I always told you I don't know anything about the physics, but when they give me something like that, I just have to tell you. That's why I had to come here today. So if you understand the liquid within the body, you know, the water liquid within the body is working together, the magnetic field around the body, and then it's keeping it in balance, you know, like, okay, like a balance. And it's very delicate, and that is happening on the individual level, while this whole massive download of energy is happening at the same time, you know. Now, for those people who don't have that balance, or they are not able to work with that balance, that energy is going to hover above 3 or 4 meters above their head. The energy is going to hover and wait until they have established their own balance, so that they are able to receive that energy, that dose of energy, you know. We are talking about or the energy which is coming from the higher frequencies, you know, like dimensional energies, not what is happening on the physical earth, the three-dimensional reality, you know. That is beyond that, okay, beyond that. We need to understand that. So if somebody is not able to hold a frequency, not able to work with that because they are not in balance, the energy is still there, the frequency is still there, but it is above their head 3 and 4 or 5 meters in physical reality above their head, and then just gradually, like drip, that energy is going to find, you know, like drop down, and then going to find the way into into the physical reality of the person, and then actually it is helping the person to find their balance. A lot of people will experience that they suddenly need to start crying because that energy is really getting, as it is coming, it is going to reach points in the heart chakra, the heart energy, where that heart energy, the heart needs to be open, okay? So that's wonderful, because the energy which is coming for us now for the forthcoming 5 months, the ultimate aim is to work with the heart chakra and then clear out the blockages, what we are experiencing in our heart. And then it means that a lot of people will bring up a lot of anxiety, anger, okay, anxiety, anger, and being disillusioned, and frustration for those people from their heart. And a lot of people will cry, you know. So we need to get ready to look after those people who experience that shift of energy, and then their impact on their physical bodies, and they will start like outburst of tears and laughter. And then for the outside world, it might appear that these people lost their mind because the way how they cry or how they laugh, you know. But we just need to be strong, and we just need to hold a space for those individuals, because they are experiencing what they need to experience, and it's all for their highest, greatest, highest greatness, if it makes sense, you know. And then it's, so if you understand the forthcoming 5 months now, October, November, beginning in November, going up to 5 months, like January, February, then the download of energy is coming down to work, or coming and working with our heart frequency. Okay, heart frequency. It's quite a few people, quite a lot of people might feel it as a heartbeat, you know, like a sudden heartbeat, like you will feel in your physical reality, you will feel that the change and the shift in your physical heart, you know. So in your physical reality, your physical heart will show you symptoms in that field. You will feel they have symptoms, you know, like heartbeat, you know, heartbeat. Suddenly even when your body is physically, physically you are calm, but your body starts this heartbeat, very sudden heartbeat, heartbeat. Or when you want to say something, suddenly you can't say the word, you want to say it, and it's just not coming out of your mouth, So there are all these symptoms, but then they are part of the clearing process for those people who experience the energy in this way, because the higher consciousness is preparing the physical bodies to release what they don't need to be able to move forward, because then after that, after the 5 months, we will have another block of another 5 months, and then I need to go for next year. Next year is June, when another block of energy is coming, and then it has a different frequency, even a greater frequency, higher frequency. Okay, so what we don't need will be pushed out. We need to work on our heart, and then it's not that we know we need to, or we think we need to work on our heart, but then the energy is going to do things within our heart, on the etheric, emotional heart, on that level, but to clear what we don't need. And then the symptoms will be felt on the physical body, and the physical reality, physical frequency of the physicality of the heart, but it's all for the good, it's all for the good. The energy which comes, that energy which works on the heart, it will surpass the mental mind, So it won't have the mental mind, the mind will not have the time and the chance to start thinking about what is happening, because it is happening so quickly. And then at the frequency which the physical body has not ever experienced, so there's no point in starting to make sense of it with our mind, because it works on. It's the only reality expressed or manifested in the physical body is that we will feel the physicality. In our physical form, we feel that my heart is feeling something else, it feels my heart feels somehow different in my physical body. That is the only thing, because the whole shift is happening outside of the body, on the etheric field of the body. And then from the higher consciousness, different dimensional energies, they are very excited that finally they are able to work on the different dimensions of the three-dimensional human person, So they are not touching the physical body, they are not touching that, but they want to work on the greater levels. They say that the physical body is very, very, very primal, very, very, very limited, very physical. They cannot really do too much on the physical body. That is what they are telling, but then they can work on the energy around the physical body, and then ultimately the physical body will benefit from the work what they do on the etheric field. And it's wonderful. It's wondrous. Is there a word like that? Wondrous. It's not wonderful. It's wondrous. That is the energy for that. Again, it's very much a balance. It's how they are showing the balance. I know that when we do breathing, and the hearing is from the back above down. From the back above down. Or from above down, but then this one is side to side, it is balancing the left side, the physical left side, and the right side, or the right side and the left side of the physical body, that is, and then while I'm doing this, the reality, the sensation is that within the physical body, the fluid level, it's quite. I don't know what I'm talking about, but here we go. It's from side to side. Yeah, from side to side. Okay, this is what they wanted to say today. I think they finished the conversation. They just said, this is what they wanted to say today. This is what I wanted. This is what we wanted to say today. And then we are grateful that our conversation was received. And the sensation is that very soon, like in a few days' time, there will be something else being said. And then they are let us know, they are informing us that they want to have the communication going on like this. So in small chunks, they give us information, and in a way that it is very, it's not limited, but it's in small chunks, you know, and it's easy to understand. And then for the question and what we need to do as humans, because my question, what do we need to do in order to have experience, is what they say, that we do not need to do anything. A human cannot do anything in order to experience this. So it's nothing to do with the mind, and nothing to do with anything doing, you know. Yeah, that is what I wanted to say. I think they finished. So here we go, my lovely friends. If you are still listening, or you listen to this was a little conversation from the 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I'm going, what it feels like is a 7. It's not the 5th and 6th. It's between the 7 and the 10th field zone. And they are not from the 7, 8, 9, 10. They are not lowering the frequency. They're from that realm dimension. They teach us. They are not coming close physically in our physical reality, but then from there they send the information what we need to know and what we need to. And then what they are also saying, that they will continue simplifying the way how they can say, that how they can express the information to the humans, to the human beings. So they are themselves learning how to simplify the information, because they know that it is important that they are in service, and then they are providing this information for humanity, and then it's urgent, and they really need to bring that information to this galaxy, you know, the Earth plane, because they have already delivered this to other galaxies where the frequency is similar to the Earth, you know, and we need to know that those galaxies which are similar to the Earth galaxy, they are a little bit ahead of the Earth galaxy, so they want to keep all these galaxies with the same frequency, more or less on the same frequency, you know, so nothing is falling behind. And right now they need to do a little bit more on the Earth, you know, but nothing is behind and nothing is forward, you know, it's all where they need to be. That is what they are showing. So they are learning to simplify how they are giving us the information, you know, but then it's coming and more in small chunks, you know. And then what they are saying is not as complicated. It is not as complicated. There is another word, complicate. So it's not complicated, but then the word they give me is complicate, meaning complicated. It is not as complicated as humans think it is. Okay, so that is what we need to hear tonight, my lovely friends. Thank you very much for listening, tuning in, watching. This is what happens when, you know, just quite naively, you come here, you press the button, go live, and then you start talking about what you can do with your mirror. And you start shuffling your cards. And then here we go. We are in a completely different conversation here. Oh, I love that. So here we go. Thanks very much for being here. If you joined in, make sure that you keep yourself safe when you do any of these exercises with the mirror. Now, those of you who were there yesterday in the group when we practiced psychic skills, very well done, my lovely friends. I think that was an awesome start for that group. So I was very, very happy for everybody, and very impressed and very happy for everybody. So I think we got off to a very, very brilliant start. It is a small group, but then a lot of different energies and a lot of buzzies. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you next Thursday. So that group. If anybody else is interested in doing any groups or if you want to practice your own psychic ability, let me know, because I'm about to put together another group on a different day, so people can practice their own abilities and readings, and then you always have opportunity to ask a question and work together or be with similar minded people, so that's absolutely fascinating. Now my quest of inviting friends again on the Ask for Radio Zsuzsanna Medium show on Tuesdays, that will continue, so tune in, because I'm up for bringing some new people and some old people back to the show. And tomorrow I am in Southwell in the physical reality in Southwell, and the Southwell Health Center, Southwell Wellbeing Center, where I'm going to do readings, introduction readings. And the middle of October I'm going to be in Mansfield, the Mansfield Mind Body Spirit show for both of the days, 16th and 17th of October. And then on Sunday, so Saturday and Sunday I'm going to give a talk at 2 p.m. to the audience about psychic development. That is the title, and then we'll see what is going to come out of it. I tell you what, that's exciting. So here we go. Sending you lots of love. Let me know, guys, where you are from. I'm already deleting people if they come here and then they want to, log on to the page and do various things. So thanks very much for being here. I can see Susie is here, so thanks very much for being here. I'm not going to do readings now, guys, okay, although I thought I'm going to do that, but then the conversation need to go to a different direction. So I'm going to send you lots of love, many, many blessings, and good night. And I'm going to have my beauty sleep for tomorrow, Southwell people. So lots of love to you all. If you like this conversation, especially about the, I don't know, what was it about, the frequencies and the having the balance, 5 months coming ahead, I think it's quite interesting. This is what happens. You start talking and here we go. They find a person with a switched on and then they start giving us information. So here we go. Lots of love. Bye for now.